So, today I want to talk to you about the power of rest and reset, allowing yourself the time to rest. I spent, oh my goodness, the last pretty much all my life burning it on both ends of the spectrum, just like, when I started my motherhood journey. Breastfed all my children, and so none of them slept through the night. And then I spent years of just driving them all over the city to these different schools. And I'm also like this entrepreneur and this creative. So always just doing, moving. And the only time I was still, the only time I was resting was when I was asleep. And even then, I would just have to really work hard to turn my brain off because it would just be thinking about all these different things. And so I just did not give myself time or space to just really rest. Even if I went on vacation, it was like when I got home from the vacation, I'm like, okay, I need a vacation from the vacation. I didn't come back even from vacation feeling like rejuvenated because on vacation, it was let's do this, let's do that, just go, and spent so many years of just going and moving and not allowing myself the time to rest. And now I'm at this stage of life where I so much appreciate not having to be the primary caretaker of other people, of other humans. And so I've allowed myself time to rest. So the last 2 years, is it 2 years? It's going on 2 years. I just really just out of like necessity. It was really like a life or or this this harmony or this balance of my body. Um, I had to take a break. I had to allow myself time to just rest and to sleep in. And so that meant really putting a lot of my goals that I had set for myself on hold. Yeah. So it meant like putting some things to the side. Like I have this long to do list, like most people, and so many things that I wanted to accomplish by this time in my life, and I haven't accomplished some of them, especially some of the financial goals, which is in the process. But I'm just like, none of that is as important right now as it is for me to take some time to rest. And so I've allowed myself to do that. I spend time in the forest, which is like, has been like my happy place for the past 4 plus years. And I go to the forest, and it is where I reset. I write in my journal, which allows me to reset. I love to sing, and I love to just talk to the Most High. I love sitting at my altar and playing my Himalayan bowls and lighting incense. And, that has been like my time that I've given myself to rest and to reset. So it is so imperative that we do that. And in this capitalistic society that is all about like grinding and going, it does not encourage us to rest. And as Black people, we deserve to create space to rest. And it may look different for different people, but give yourself that gift to being still. Find something that brings you joy and do it as often as you can, even if it's for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Sometimes we want to wait until we have these big blocks of time, and it's like, okay, that's when I'm going to rest, when I can have the hours to myself. And so we end up just not ever, many of us, having hours. But 15 minutes of rest is enough to just reset your life. 15 minutes every day, at the beginning of your day, at the end of your day. I start my day off with my morning rituals, which consists of this beautiful yoga routine called the Morning Series. And it has just like been such a lifesaver for me. And so I have my morning rituals, I have my evening rituals. And so you can create these little pockets, these little islands of rest where it doesn't have to take hours, but you owe it to yourself. That is you pouring into you. You deserve it. Give yourself the gift of rest, the gift of resetting. Take some of the things off of your plate, you mamas out there who, has their children in all these activities, which I was one of those. And if I had to do it all over again, I would have them in a hell of a lot less activities. And so that they would also know what rest means. I can remember my eldest daughter, and I always tell this story, and she told me when she was like in middle school or maybe ninth grade, she was just like, Sunday is, my time. That's my time to get my clothes together for the week, to do this, to do that. And I said nothing. I'm like, okay, I can appreciate that. And I pray that as you go through your life, that you carry that with you, that Sunday is my time. So I want us all to carve out, demand that we have time to rest, time to reset, time to just be still, to go within, to connect to our goddess and God selves, to connect to the Holy Spirit that is within us, that surrounds us. We can never connect if we're always physically going, mentally going. Take some time, be still, and rest. You deserve it. You deserve it. That is you taking care of you. Peace, everyone. This is Queenie with Queenie's Kitchen. Until next time, peace.